session. So very nice trade today. This is a Monday, so I was a little bit skeptical about trading in the first place. But basically, going into the market open, London low was still intact, so I was not really interested in anything longs or shorts until this got taken out. Um, but market opens, we end up trading higher. Initially, this was actually bearish S&T, but I wasn't really I don't really care for this move. It's just not my type of trade. So I mean, SMT gets put in. There's like a 15-second inverse for value gap. Maybe you could short towards this low. Like I said, not my type of trade. But low gets taken out. So right here, London high was obvious to me. Like I kind of wanted to see London high get and also on the bigger time frame, where you're holding this 4 hour for value gap bullish. Right. So this 4 I don't like to drag it over because I just don't like it being in the midst of all my lower time frame analysis. But we're trading lower into this bullish 4 hour imbalance into this 4 hour order block. And I mean, already, like, just looking at this, you might say, like, why are you longing when we clearly need to have a rebalance on the bigger time frame? You're right, but what needs to happen before we get a rebalance? Well, the first step is 4 hour fair value gap needs to get ran through. Second step, 4 hour change in the state, displacement lower. So, I mean, I'm simply reacting to the fact that this is holding bullish at the moment. Like, I don't care about this massive imbalance down here until this 4 hour gets ran. As long as this 4 hour holds bullish, this is a draw on liquidity in my book. I don't care that we're in a bigger time frame, bearish imbalance. Like, you have to trade based off, like, you have to react to what you're seeing. I'm seeing that this is displacement higher. I'm seeing that this 4 hour imbalance is holding. I'm seeing that we trade lower in the overnight session. We generate buy side liquidity here, generating all of this buy side. We're trading lower into a 4 hour imbalance. 4 hour imbalance holds bullish. London low gets swept. All of this beautiful generated buy side liquidity, and then the low hanging fruit, what's extremely obvious to me, is the London high. So, anyways, this is where I was initially potentially looking for longs here, but there was no higher time frame for value gap right here. Like if I zoom into like the 3 minute, as you can see, there's no for value gap here to get ran through. 2 minute, no for value gap here to get ran through. So the only thing that would have possibly made me interested in longs was a 1 minute change in the state, which again didn't happen. This was also a bearish S&T right here. So I once again had no interest in taking a long. Market ends up selling off. Now what do we do with this last leg here that sells off? Well, look at the bigger time frame. We rebalance to equilibrium of this price leg. So if I take the low to the high, this last move here that sells off actually rebalances to equilibrium. And then we're in like this really small 15-minute fair value gap here. We're in this order block here, and then like I said, 4 hour fair value gap is still holding bullish. So this is kind of as low as I'd want to see. Notice how we're also trading below Asia session. So Asia session is like this here, and we're about one standard deviation below Asia session. We're below midnight open. We're trading from a key level to a draw on liquidity. So we're coming from key level to draw on liquidity, right? So basically, once this last manipulation leg happens here, as I look for the highest time frame for value gap that could potentially get ran through. So, and remember, I start from the 5 minute when I'm looking for this. So notice, is there a 5 minute for value gap? No, no 5 minute for value gap. 3 minute for value gap? Yes, bearish 3 minute imbalance here. So simply what I'm doing is waiting to see if the market wants to displace above this for value gap. Now, what I like about this internal price action is the 1 minute. I really like the 1 minute here. This looks really nice. So what we end up doing here is the 1 minute initial low gets put in. This is an SMT, which is just a little bit more confluence for a bullish bias here. So SMT gets put in. 1 minute gets bought up all the way. We open up this 1 minute bullish imbalance, but notice on the 3 minute, this initial leg, we hold the 3 minute bearish. So this 3 minute bearish for value gap is continuing to hold here. But then what do? The 1 minute sells off. We respect this 1 minute imbalance, and then we start to get bought up again. Now, when this holds, when this imbalance holds, when equilibrium of this price leg holds, and we start to get bought up again, I once again go back to the 3 minute chart, and I'm wanting to see if price is going to inverse this bearish imbalance. So when I see the 3 minute candle close, and I see the 1 minute looking very nice here, holding bullish SMT at the lows, London low has been taken out, and all of this generated buy side liquidity is above. I mean, this is just such an obvious draw to me. Now, why, like, this is the obvious end to this low resistance buy side liquidity run, but why do I like London high? Because it's right here, and then this is even more generated buy side. Like, notice this high does not sweep out this high, so this is just more Buy side liquidity, there's just even a stronger draw. So as soon as this 3 minute gets closed above, as you can see, the 3 minute candle closes above this fair value gap, inverses it, I immediately take my entry on the 3 minute. And where do I put my stop? My stop is at the low of the 1 minute rebalance. So at the low of this 1 minute fair value gap, and I'm targeting London high. This is an absolutely beautiful setup, straight to the draw. And I mean, for a Monday, guys, this is such a efficient price action for a Monday, because like normally this type of price action is not this clean on a Monday. But I mean, higher time frame is very clean. Like if we're looking at the 15 minute, this is just classic AMD. I mean, we've got accumulation here, manipulation here, and then market distributes higher. Now, obviously, like the guys, I don't care about this high. Like the Friday's high, previous day's high. Like I'm taking low hanging fruit. I'm taking what I'm confident in. That's why I even had Asia high marked out, but I'm not targeting it because I don't really care for it. Like I'm targeting what I know the market's gonna do. Like as soon as this 3 minute fair value gap gets ran through and we continue to displace higher, especially once I saw this move here, this 1 minute fair value gap open up bullish and we continue to hold, like we don't even really want to trade into this. We're just immediately wicking it, wicking it, wicking it, and continuing to get bought up here. I know we're going to London high. Now, could we go to Asia high? Sure, but I don't really care for it. I care for what I know. I'm confident that we go here. And as you can see, now we're starting to sell off. So let's just go a little bit farther forward and see what happens. Yeah, see, London high or Asia high does end up getting taken out. We end up rebalancing to what OTE of this price leg. So London high gets taken out, market rebalances to OTE. 5 minute inverse for value gap, 5 minute bullish for value gap opens up, 5 minute for value gap holds bullish, and we get bought up to London highs or Asia highs, excuse me. So let's now just see if we're gonna want to go towards Friday's high. Yep, Friday's high ends up getting taken out. Now, what is this on the bigger time frame? On the lower time frame, this is a very clean market maker buy model. This is a very clean, clear, and obvious accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This is absolutely textbook. But what is this on the bigger time frame? Internal to external liquidity. It's like the most basic ICT concept. Literally, I mean, clear bullish order flow on the bigger time frame, right? Bullish order flow is continuing to hold bullish. 4 hour fair value gap holds. What is the reaction of this internal liquidity? We move towards what? External liquidity here. So this is external liquidity here. Market displaces higher, opens up a 4 hour imbalance. So what are we doing here? We're rebalancing to what? Equilibrium of the price leg and the fair value gap, which is internal liquidity. And then what does internal liquidity deliver? External liquidity, which is this high. It's that simple. But then what is the context inside of this? What's the internal price action? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. This is just a very textbook model. And what was my actual entry model? I waited for the 3 minute fair value gap to get ran through, which is what is the significance of the 3 minute? It's the highest time frame inversion fair value gap. So notice there's like a couple like very small 1 minute fair value gaps, like this tiny little imbalance here. Like I don't really care about this. I'm waiting for the highest time frame fair value gap in this manipulation price leg. And that is what I care to see because that gives me the most high in probability entry. And like I said, the 1 minute just added more confidence, made this an even better setup. But overall, very nice trade on this day. And yeah, textbook AMD setup here.